The team at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media wants to take the time to thank our sponsors, Bryant Family Medicine and Heather Martinez Realtor. We also want to thank our support staff, Valerie Rutherford, Allison Messer, Larry Spicer, Addison Sloan, John North, Shane Shackford, and last but not least, Keisha Ambergy. With the support of our fine sponsors, our dedicated staff, and you, the members, we are all working on one goal, the promotion of student athletes with this team week.
Hi, I'm Heather Martinez, active community member and your realtor. Give me a call or text 606 344 0217, or you can reach me by email heather.martinezrealtor@gmail.com.
Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media presents Around the Region, a sports talk show. I'm your host, Mark Greger, alongside two invisible guys, Edward Hall and Ryan Garnett. Bopo's probably, now I think Edward's sort of rubbed off on Ryan. Now they're both probably experiencing stage fright, but they'll be back pretty soon. But how's everyone doing? The views are outrageous right now. Wow, we haven't even started. And right, I'm sure you see these numbers. Wow, and it's yeah, ridiculous. But thank you for all the viewers that hopped on here really early here. But again, Ryan, how you doing?
Oh, well, good if I can get my computer to not freeze up every 5 seconds to try to do something.
Got a good show lined out tonight. We got Abigail Johnson from Bell High, a track star. I guess we can call her a track star. She's did some remarkable things up there, track and field. We also got the dynamic duo from Whitley County, Henry Bolin and Case Crowley. But just had found out just here recently a little bit, things out of our control. Henry is not going to be able to make it tonight, but for the people that was wanting to see Henry Bolin tonight, we're going to get to see them. We're going to bring him back on next weekend, next Sunday, if I can say that right. We'll bring Henry back on because, again, certain things happen that's out of our control, and I make 1,000 mistakes a day. So, again, things happen out of our control, but can't wait to get him back on next week. And now we got two Ryans aboard. Ryan said, I'll cover for him. I'll bring two on.
I'm using my
I'm using my
tablet.
tablet and Edward.
Yeah, and now we got echoing and everything going here. But Henry will be on next week, and can't wait to get him on. While we got a minute, let's go ahead and thank her. And I need to add type a few on here. I'm slacking, but let's give a shout to our photographers, and we say it every week. If it wasn't for these photographers letting us use their pictures, Ryan, you and Ever couldn't put them remarkable graphics together. And before I go ahead and run them off, we had a few comments on here, and I wish I could pronounce the name, but Navarra wrong. Says it's her birthday. Happy birthday, and thank you for viewing. That's from our YouTube pages, and hope today is rocking for you. But that being said, let's give a shout out to our photographers: Keith Ambergy, Jonah Deaton, John Dickinson, Scott Powell, Dennis Mills, Tanner Hoskins, Mater's Memories, Chrissy Brassfield, Bob Cornett, Erica Felty, Marler, Chastity Sailor, Shanda Whitehead, Scott Bunch, Sarah Lovett, Carrie Mattingly, Paul Coots, Miranda Brock, Samantha Philpott. I'm going to go ahead and say this. Case Crowley. Case has been loading us a couple of his pictures here last few days, last few weeks. And the guy's very talented. I got to hand it that to him. Valerie Rutherford, Alsa Messer, Ryan Garnett, Edward Hall. Who else are we missing?
Scott Warren, Wildflower Frames Photography. There's too many more to probably count.
And again, we say it every week, Ryan, and you know just as well as me. Uh, we're sort of like if you compare this to other media outlets, when you go and get you a box of cornflakes, you got the Kellogg's cornflakes. We're like we're like the Great Value cornflakes. We're good. We're good. We're just a little bit cheaper, but we're good. You know, I actually like Great Value cornflakes. I got a box of them at the house. I'm gonna eat me a bowl of it after the show. But well, mine ain't cornflakes. Mine's frosted flakes. Ryan,
They're
do you like
just as good.
cornflakes or frosted flakes?
I like them both.
Yeah, I do too. You just put some sugar on the cornflakes, you're good to go. But again, shout out to our sponsors, Bryant Family Medicine, Heather Martinez Realtor, and again, if it wasn't for their generosity, we wouldn't be doing the things we do today. And I think we got a couple more comments in here. And Guy the Bear said, "Here's your first like." Thank you, Sky the Bear. We need all the likes that we can get here. But thank you for viewing, tuning in to us, and the numbers are surreal. I mean, and oh, there's Edward. Edward has decided to join us, folks. Edward enters the building. It gets real. So, Edward, how you doing?
Well, I mean, it's another day in paradise. So,
As enthusiastic as always. Edward, did we miss it? I know you was listening to us on the sideline there, but what photographers did we miss?
well, I didn't really get to hear them all, but I don't know if you said Scott Warren, Jackson Walters, and then of course, all the people, all the photographers we've got from all the other regions. So, we've got photographers all over.
And the YouTube is really doing great for us right now. And again, thank you for the work you do outside the scenes. Everybody getting all them pages shared and getting us going. And I give you a hard time about stage fright. There's no nerve response in your body on this stuff. I'm the one who actually gets nervous. And as you can tell, I tried to rearrange the room again. And Ron or Edward, somebody help me. It doesn't matter where I put this table, I still show my clothes. I can put this table in the hallway out here and it'll still show this. I don't know what's going on here. It's starting to it will not allow me to show the whole this back here.
I put a sheet over top of them.
Just change the angle of your laptop and your table.
I have changed the angle of my laptop. It doesn't matter where I go with this. See, if I go over here, yeah, then my thing's crooked. Yeah, so yeah. I made this man cave and now I got a crooked background. I bet you somebody don't have a crooked background. I bet you Case Crowley, I bet you he's all organized. But I think we got him in, so let's go ahead and welcome him aboard. Old Face, and I'm not gonna call him an old face. He's a young man, but got a lot of history with him. But let's go ahead and invite him on. Case Crowley, how you doing?
Doing good.
Doing good, and thank you for giving us your time. And Case, just like the good old days here, and getting you on the show. And not only you're not only a talented student athlete, and that's obvious. But there's so much other talents that you have. I mean, in the media business and putting together all the stuff that you put together, videos of the photography and I just gotta ask you, friend to friend. I mean, do you ever get any time off, or does it just always work from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed?
Well, no, not really. There's a lot going on all the time, a lot of the time, actually, just running and going, and school and practice and different works, different things to do after practice each night. So no, not really.
But yeah, I've worked with you quite a bit over the years, and I'm not, you're not as old as me, and or but it seems like you've been around for a while. Okay, so I got to brag on you some. You're very talented in what you do as far as about anything that you try to go after. But let's go back on the sports scene a little bit, and had a very, very I use the term gut wrenching game yesterday against a very good opponent, and they are state ranked too. And just tell us a little bit about that game.
Well, going into a natural surface, and you can't blame it all on the natural surface, but it is a huge difference from an artificial surface that we're used to playing on nowadays. Everybody you go to has turf. You don't have to worry about the bad hops off the really bad edging, or the long grass, the slow and quick balls. It's kind of all the same. So yeah, we started out a little slow, had a few errors, stuff that usually doesn't happen. We were hitting the ball, but they were too. They executed a little bit better in the beginning, but towards the end of the game there, I think the top of the seventh, we really all got together, really got it going, and put up the 6 runs that it took to win the ball game.
We know how talented Whitley is. I've watched some. You play for him. You're firsthand in there, and you see this talent every day. You amongst them, and just with that much talent, and I mean, of course, there's always room for improvement. But what can you do better for you to reach that ultimate goal? We know what the ultimate goal is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the ultimate goal for our team, and we talk about it as a team each year at the beginning of the season. The ultimate goal is to make it back to that state tournament run, and hopefully grab another one of those rings there on the wall.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal. At the beginning of the season, we wasn't hitting as well, didn't get our bats going. But as the seasons went on, we've piled up a lot more hits than we had been, so we got better with that. Just looking back at Saturday's game, we should probably work a little bit more on, and it's hard to say work a little bit more on natural surfaces, just because, like I said, we're not used to that. We're not seeing that. There's not a lot of natural surfaces left. One in our district, and I'm not sure how many in the region, but I think the hitting aspect of the game we've done well on, but there's always room to improve with that.
We'll show you a picture. Not only they were Ryan have you, but just we'll show this picture. It was given to me last week. Just when you look at it, just give me your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, right there, it's that's a real fun group. Go left to right. You got the starting catcher Spencer. He's a ball of, I'm going to say, energy in the nicest way. We love Spencer. He's the guy. He's the some guys call him their battery when he's on the mound. It all starts with the catcher. And then you got KP there. KP's a senior this year. He's been here since, I think he come up 8th grade year, if I'm not mistaken. He's been here, and he's getting the reps he's getting now because of the work he's put in. Then you got D, phenomenal multi-sport athlete, going to Cumberland's when he graduates later this month to further education and academics there and become a Patriot. And you got Trey. Trey's a guy that's probably overlooked a little bit, but he's ultimately an arm that you want to have in your arsenal when it comes out to it, to the end. Great closer. He can start a game. He started against Tate's Creek last weekend or weekend before last. I don't remember. But No, that picture there, that's the 5 guys left. That's the 5 state champions left on the roster. We've seen it all. We've seen district championships and district runner-ups. We've seen region championships. We've seen region runner-ups. We've made one trip to the state tournament. We just so happened to come out with a ring on our finger with it. And, like to do it one more time for those 2 guys.
I'm sure you know this guy quite well, but Mason says that's the winningest group of colonels that may ever get to wear the red and black.
Yeah, just like I was just saying, we've seen it all, and it would be great to be able to go back and get one more ring before it's time for KP and D to head on to their next step.
But Ryan and Edward, I could talk to Case all day, and I know you could too. So we can't keep him on here for 3.5 weeks here. He's got a few more baseball games to play here.
Try to get out without coughing. But how did playing in that 2A state tournament kind of help propel y'all for the actual postseason state tournament?
Well, just first before we get to that, we had a little team talk about it, and I've had a lot of people in the community ask, what is the difference between the 2A state tournament and the actual thing, and the best response is it's an actual thing. I mean, you got a trophy for it, and you're recognized for it, and you're going to be remembered for it. Kentucky is one of 3 states in the entire nation that's not divided in classes in the sport of baseball and basketball as well. So those groups have sectioned up the state in enrollment numbers. So you have 1A, 2A, and 3A tournament. Your 1A is your Williamsburg, your Pineville, the smaller enrollment schools. Your 2A is Whitley County, Clay County, Corbin, Bell County, all those schools. And then you get onto the 3A, which is your, Henderson County, higher enrollment schools. But what you asked, Ryan, we've seen a lot of good competition. We went in with what I think the biggest part is not knowing exactly going to play until the game before you finishes up. You don't have a lot of time to figure stuff out on them. You just got to kind of go with what you can get. So I think the reaction of going back and forth between different pitchers and even different fields, we had to split it up there. We played most of the tournament at Apollo, but had to go over to Daviess County and play a few games or one game just because of the weather and how bad it was. But just getting to see good competition and good teams, it's going to prepare us for that big state tournament.
And then that kind of leads me into the next one. Playing some of these like Lexington schools and some of these high quality opponents, would that kind of help y'all prepare for going into postseason?
Well, yeah, Coach Shope talked about it a little bit yesterday. We always know that you can't stay on the top of the mountain forever. You can't stay at the top. I mean, we're ranked number 2 in the state, and I don't think it's because of luck of the draw. We have serious talent that's earned that spot, and I believe that it's not always going to be sunshines and rainbows. You're going to get put down in a valley at some point. I think Saturday was kind of a reality check for us when we went down 4-0, and it stayed that way for a few innings. I think some of the guys, really thought, hey, like we got to get our stuff together right now. So I think it's important to play those big teams. Your Frederick Douglass, your Tates Creek, even Somerset. Big ball clubs, good ball clubs. And I think that's important because you're going to see, your Trinity and all those teams in your state tournament that have some serious talent as well.
And then Mark and Edward knows where I'm going with this because I do it every week. I know in Williamsburg there's not a lot of restaurants, but
About
what's
5.
what's your favorite restaurant to eat at?
I don't think there's anything better than a good post-game cookout run. You got to get the chicken quesadilla wraps in your box and a milkshake or a sweet tea or something. I think you can never go wrong with a cookout run for a post-game.
Oh no, you
See,
can go Wellness Cookout anytime.
yes, and now you got Edward smiling.
But
And
Edward,
Edward never smiles.
Hey, when you say the word milkshake, I'm normally in right there, so we're good right there. But Case, first off, I want to thank you for taking your time to come on. And the thing that sticks out to me the most about looking at your schedule, I've been doing that quite often here, but you've played a lot of teams, in state and out of state that, normally you wouldn't see. So tell me how that has helped your team get to the point that they're at right now.
We went to Maryland, played in over spring break, which is, I mean, it's just a beautiful facility. If you've not been, you've got to go. I mean, if you're a baseball fan or really just a sports fan in general, I mean, it's incredible to see. But seeing those out of state teams, it goes back to kind of like what I said at the 2A. You're going to hear a lot of stuff about players, and you've just got to take it with a grain of salt and go into the game just playing your baseball. We heard a bunch of things about the teams that we were facing on spring break, and I mean, we played good games, and it was easy competition for us as well as it looked. We got to see Middle Tennessee Christian out of Tennessee, and it was on our final day. A good ball club, and just so happened to come out with a really good win there.
So I think Mark normally asks this question, but I got to ask you: do you prefer, like where you're ranked number 2, do you prefer being the big dog, or you prefer having the underdog title going into these matchups?
Well, we talk about it a lot. Number 2 in the state, that's a big title to have. Everybody knows who the number 1 in the state is right now. Everybody knows what kind of guys they got, but being number 2 in the state is still a huge deal. And the best way to put it is when we play somebody, we are everyone's state championship game. We're going to see their best. We're going to see their best guy on the mound. We're going to see their best bats. So in my opinion, I like being the top dog. I like coming in knowing that our team's going to see the best and watch our guys perform.
Absolutely. So I got to ask you a little bit about, the game that you had Saturday, where you was talking about that y'all went down by 4 runs. At what point did it finally, kick in that, hey, we got to find our groove here to be able to pull this win out?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, we got out of the bottom of the 5th and bottom of the 6th, and Coach Shope called a team meeting, and we just kind of talked and for a second there before we went to the plate, and I believe it might have been Spencer or D that led off that inning. They got up, they got on base, and from there things just started rolling. We had really good hits in the gaps that got guys are moving on bases and scoring. And it was just the energy in the dugout went up. That's one thing about us. I think when the energy goes up in the dugout, you got a tough chance at beating us at that point. That's where all the energy comes from, in my opinion. When the dugout's up, the game's up.
Absolutely. I've seen games this season change due to the energy that their dugouts putting in. So, I got to ask you, this is probably one of my favorite questions. What is your favorite aspect about baseball?
Well, we talked about it a little bit, but we're playing every night. It's not a sport that you can play one game a week like football, and you got a whole week to prep. You're playing every single night except for Wednesdays and Sundays. So I like the aspect of it being it's a fast-paced game, and it's a mental game. So it's kind of goes back to the old saying, you treat it, it can mess with you, but I enjoy it because of the the quick turnarounds between games. And I mean, you get to play 36. We're 26 in. I think we've got 10 more to go, and we've dropped 2 at this point. So winning and sticking around and getting to see all the games, and not a lot of practice time, but there's no better reps than the in-game ones.
So I might ask you, have you seen? I know back when y'all had a grass field, Coach Shope was out there all the time, trying to keep it straightened up, organized, keeping it clean. How many times have you seen him try to jump on the mower this season? Want to go out there and mow y'all's turf?
Well, I always made the joke that we would have to replace our turf because he would mow it bald. But he's not got on the mower, and I think it's kind of kicked in with him. It's a little bit more family time for him. But when it all comes down to it, and he really wants to do something on the field, he's got a little side by side. I don't know what it's called, a groomer or something. He's got brushes the turf. He's got a thing that picks up the trash out of the turf. He still goes at it.
I can see him. We actually talked about that last week. That we figured he'd been getting on the mower out there trying to keep the grass cut, because every time I came to Whitley County, he was always cutting the grass out there, making everything look as beautiful as he kept it. So,
well, he's got a little red side by side, red and black side by side with some Colonel heads on it, and he. I mean, it's got to the point now. We're so late in the season. He's working on the softball field for Coach Halcomb and Coach Shope as well. So, I mean, I think he's really getting to the point where he's missing it.
Well, I mean, if he's missing mowing grass, you can always tell him that. I'll let him mow my grass anytime he feels like it.
I figured one day I'd see him over there by Fort Whitley on that hill mowing up and down through there too. He'll just start helping the maintenance now.
Yeah.
But Mark,
I was trying to get a picture posted, but we're having problems of getting it up. I'm gonna show you our show graphic in case we've been friends for a long time. I know you're going to be brutally honest with me. You're going to say this stinks or this is decent, but the power of AI. Okay, so I will show you this picture just between 1 to 10. Please tell me how close you think it is. You'll see it in the corner over there, the right-hand corner. I get the.
It's pretty close. I'll give it to you. I think you made Edward's job a whole lot easier, and he's not having to work on graphics. Just put it in AI now and spitting them out, and who knows? It looks pretty accurate.
The power of AI. I actually made me a picture today that I was at the Kentucky Derby. It actually had me looking pretty sharp. So, yeah, I'm absolutely hooked on it. There we go. I can't get it to go off. There it is. He's going to show you through his phone right there.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I'm just glad that he decided to start helping me a little bit instead of just leaving it all to me. So.
But you do such a good job. But Case, I guess you know the drill on what we're going to probably ask you, and we've worked with you for quite a long time, and I tell you one memory I remember about the state championship, other than being up with you there, every single game too. We had some good times up there, and I remember I keep saying the throw heard around the world where D Parker threw the out the end of the game there, I guess against LaRue County. I mean, and there were just so many moments in that whole, championship run. A few more pitches might have turned the they were just so it's like every game had its own little storyline with it, and that was just a run of the century there. The days I'll never forget. But Case, we've held you on here for a while, and again, thank you for your time. I'm gonna ask you a couple of favors, if it's okay with you, before we let you go. We've been voting on these food graphics. first off, it was our favorite restaurant. Then went to our favorite uh, sports movies. It was Texas Roadhouse. Remember Titans won them. Then went to our favorite foods. I think we're at their championship matchup, right, Ryan?
Yes, we are.
So we're going to ask you to vote on between these two, which is your favorite between these two. And I think Edward's got some things made up for you.
In case someone promised, it is a hard matchup to pick against.
Steak versus biscuit gravy.
Wow. That's like hair. You know, a steak is good. It is. Biscuits and gravy is really good, and that it is. And I don't know. I think I might have to go with gravy and biscuits on that one.
But can you call that sort of cheating, Case, when you come to think about it? You know, steaks by itself. You know, we could put biscuits by itself and then gravy by itself. It's like 2-on-1 there. So it's sort of cheating.
Yeah, that's a handicap match. So, Case, we do tend to put together a couple graphics for each student athlete that comes on our show, and this is our way of saying thank you for taking your time. But I'm going to have to ask you, out of the two that we're going to show you, let me know which one of the two that you like the most.
Okay. I like number one. I like the multiple pictures. I don't know. I feel like I let Mark down there, like wild.
You can't go wrong with the OG graphic, Mark. I've told you that. The pictures.
No lightning striking. No lightning strike.
But okay, so we will get these sent over to you. And I do want to thank you personally for coming on and from everything that you do, not just in baseball wise. I want to thank you for helping us out, and from what your team's doing, you're doing. Y'all are killing it, and there's only a few things left to do. And I want to thank you again.
All right, thank you guys, and go Colonels.
I will say the same thing. The best of luck to you and your team. The rest of the year and into the postseason.
Case, even as young as you are, and I'm not calling you young, or I'm not going to call you old, a young man that you are, I've learned so much from you, and I'm very grateful for you, the thing that you showed me, and you've made me better in this business I'm doing right now, and you're one of the most talented individuals that I've ever been around, and not only just that, very talented student athlete too, and you're very, very liked around the area, not just the area, but the state. But whatever your future holds, I know you're going to be the best of the best. So just keep on keeping on. And I think I sort of let the cat out of the bag some. I believe we're going to try to, I'm not going to say beg you on, because you're always a Johnny on the spot for us, but we're going to try to get you back on next week, you and Henry. And some things was out of our control. I wasn't able to bring him on tonight, but I can't wait to get you back on next week and have some more laughs with you. And Andy's about to say what
it's
everybody
always fun.
Andy says he is so talented. The Hillards sure love him and appreciate him. Absolutely. There's a lot of people, a lot of places that appreciate him, and us for one, and just not in the Whitley County area, but all over the state. And you make a lot of people happy with the work that you put in there, Case. But we appreciate it. But thank you for coming on, and until then, next week.
All right, I'll see y'all. Thank you for having me on, and go Colonels.
And we knew that would be a good interview. Now, we're going to jump from one to another, and if I can See if I get down here. She's been waiting pretty patiently. We're about 2 minutes late. I'm gonna blame that on Edward. We're gonna blame it on Edward. But see if we can bring her on stage here. Somebody else clicking on her other than me. There we go. Abigail, we want to thank you for your time, and we're running about 3 minutes late here. I'm gonna blame it on Edward. Okay, so it's Edward's fault. The reason why we're running late.
Well, thanks for having me.
But again, thank you for coming on. And I normally lead off with the questions, but I think Ryan was up here recently. I think Ryan might even took some pictures of you. And I know Edward's covered you quite a bit too. So I'm going to let Ryan and Edward jump start these questions here.
Yeah, I had to try to dig it out from the track page. But Edward.
So, I am very new to track, so I don't really know the ins and outs of it. But in track, what all do you do in it? Do you do like the hurdles, 400? What all do you do?
I do all the long distance, and then here and there I'll do some sprinting.
So if I ain't mistaken, I think you come to what I can't remember what the first Middlesboro meet was, but I got the Seans there. I can't remember what they called it.
I don't think I was there.
So, but in all the running that you do, because I'm pretty sure you do cross country also, right?
Yeah.
So how does like cross country help you get ready for track?
I think it keeps us in really good shape. So, we're like prepared, I guess.
And I'm going to have to ask you another cross country question before I get over to the track questions. I'm not sure if you all ran at the course up in Williamsburg, but it was a very like rainy and muddy course. So have you ever got to run on courses like that?
Yes.
So how do you like them?
I don't really like them. I'm gonna be honest.
Have you ever seen anybody like doing the slipping and sliding and all that stuff when it's raining?
I have, especially the people that don't really wear the socks and stuff is definitely a big disadvantage.
So in track, I have heard that you all still run and everything, even if the weather is rainy. So do you prefer like the warmer weather when you're running, or do you prefer like a misty rain to try to keep you cool?
I definitely prefer the warmer weather.
Well, it seems like nobody likes running in the rain these days.
No.
Nope.
So what's been like your favorite track meet that you've went to?
I like the University of the Cumberlands. I really like their track.
So is it like just like smoother, bigger? I mean, what makes it better for you?
I think their track feels like really nice. It's like really soft and like kind of like a bouncy feeling. It makes it easier to run, I feel like.
So being a distance runner, what all do you have to do to be able to keep yourself basically ready for the distance that you have to run?
Definitely have to put some extra work in outside of practice, like doing long runs on weekends and stuff, and make sure you have a strong core, like doing core work and stuff at home.
So who would you consider your favorite team to run against?
I definitely like running against Harlan County because I feel like it pushes me a lot more where they got really fast runners.
So have you ever seen anybody like trying to trip somebody else when they're running?
No.
Well, that's what I'd be doing if I was running against Mark. I'd be tripping him and pushing him as long as the ref wasn't seeing me. That way. But right.
I'm going to kind of bounce back and forth too. What's kind of been your least favorite cross country track to race at, and then your most favorite one?
Probably for cross country or both. For cross country, it was definitely the Battlefield Blitz, if you know which race that is. It had like every time you turned, there was another hill, and it was awful, and it was like completely hot. But I definitely really like the state course for cross country. It's really flat, and there's like no hills or nothing basically.
And then
Speaking of that, did you all have to ever have to run at the? I think Morgan County hosts, I think like region or something. Did you all have to run there also?
Yeah.
What did you think about it? Because I know it was like a huge field that you had to run around and then up gravel and basically had a mixture of everything.
It was pretty rough. It definitely wasn't one of my favorites.
The drive up there alone is what got me. It was like a little 3.5 hour drive. That's what kind of got me. I was already tired before I ever got out of the vehicle.
But try not to cough. But when like in track, how hard is it to like train when it's like very cold outside?
It's definitely pretty hard because like you can feel the cold air in your lungs and stuff. So it kind of you have to have a lot of motivation to keep going.
And then Mark and Edward knows where I'm going with this because I love to ask, and then Mark smiles because he knows. In Bell County, what is your favorite restaurant to eat at?
Probably Mexican. I feel like that's the only really good one that we have around here.
I'm glad you saw Mexican because I'm gonna bring it up. Edward Hill does not eat Mexican, but he loves Taco Bell. See, Mark.
See, she ain't even gonna respond to that. It's like she don't even know how to. Abigail, we've been going through the same stuff too. It's like we can't figure that one out. But
Go ahead and tell the story, Edward.
Well, the part they fail to tell you is I am probably the most pickiest eater you'll ever meet. I'm talking about the guy that don't eat cheese on his hamburger. And 2, all I hear is deluxe, supreme, all that. And I don't like the deluxe and supreme part. And if I'm going to go tell them I just want a taco with meat, cheese, and lettuce, I might as well just go to Taco Bell.
Understandable.
See, she understands.
I just think she's just telling you that to make you feel good. She's just like the answer is like, okay, I don't want to go there. We don't want to go there either, Abigail. I'm telling you, we've been trying to explain to him over the years. Regardless of Taco Bell or Mexican, it's still a taco, a burrito, or it's nachos with some refried rice and some beans on the side or something. That's about all you'll get anywhere you go on the Taco Bell.
Well, see, I don't want the rice or the beans. If I'm gonna pay $10 for 3 tacos, I might as well go to Taco Bell and spend $4 and get 3 tacos.
See what we go through, Abigail. You can't get through to him. But thank you again for coming on and for sure. Had to reach out because every now and then you see stuff, and of course Ryan did go up there and cover you, but you see stuff like on your Facebook, and you're like, wow. And like one day I seen an honor that was given to you. You was voted into the All SEKC team. That was like the coaches voted you and I guess 3 more of your teammates on that team. And I know that you're about team, but how did that make you feel when you found out that you had been voted to that?
I was really honored to be that my coach voted me out of the whole team to have that award.
And may I ask what grade are you in?
Sophomore.
Okay, sophomore, because you're really really mature, and you got like a senior mentality. And I'm not going to tell you where I heard it, but I've got some sources saying that whenever you graduate high school, you would like to become a lawyer. Are there any truth with that?
Yeah, I would.
But of course, we know how talented of a student athlete you are. Would are there any other sports that you do other than running?
I did cheerleading.
So, do you like one better than the other, or do you like them both?
I definitely like running a lot more.
So you don't like the cheerleading part of it, or I mean, but like you on the cheerleading squad, what exactly do you do? I know cheers a lot of competition. Also, I mean, are you the one that holds the girl? Or are you the one on the top, or what? What's your spot on the team?
Well, I'm the flyer. I'm not really able to base or anything. I mostly just like the competitiveness of it, like all the competitions we go to.
Okay. Yeah, cheerleading is a much different world than what it was probably 20 years ago. It's definitely become more of a competition.
Yeah.
And the picture that Ryan posted, if Ryan posts that back up, I got to ask you, okay, if we get Ryan to post that back up. And I'm a school bus driver, and I see that quite a bit. Now, how hard is it to put your hair up like that? Did you do that, or did a teammate do that for you?
Actually, my mom does my hair for all my track meets.
Wow. May I ask how long it took her to do that? Because that looks like that would be really, really hard to do.
It probably only took about 15, 20 minutes.
Well,
Now,
because I know, like,
Dad, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I graduated high school with my mom.
oh, okay. Well, I know my hair would never be done like that. I'm just saying, I'm sort of jealous, but I mean, I see that, I'm like, wow. Hey, I hold a lot of female teams on my bus. I know, like, while they're on the bus trips, they'll braid each other's hair and stuff like that. So, um, your other female teammates, you just do that, like on your bus trips, you just fix each other's hair, or do you just mellow out?
Yeah, we usually do help each other out a little bit.
So who's the one on your team that does all the braid and all the hair work?
Ireland Stiegel, if you know who that is, she does all the braiding.
But no, you do track and cross country, if I heard you right. And
Yeah.
are they one that you like a little bit more than the other? Are you more of a cross country type, or do you like the tracks?
I definitely like the scenery of cross country more because you're not just like running in circles over and over. I like that it's like a different place each time.
I know you said you like competing against Harlan County. Are
Yeah.
they a certain Are there a certain individual that you like to compete against?
Um, Gracie Roberts, I think her last name is. She's a really good runner, and I try to keep up with her the best I can.
So there's some friendly competition between you.
Yeah.
No pushing, shoving, or tripping, or anything like that.
No.
But Mark, I got to interrupt you real quick because now you're talking about cross country a little bit. So I got to ask you about the Harlan County course. I've heard stories about Big Bertha, so I got to ask you about running that hill.
I'm not gonna lie, me and that Gracie girl cried the whole way up. It's her own course, and she was crying with me. It's bad. You thought and you thought it was over, and it just kept going.
I was about to say, I don't think I've ever had anybody yet that I've talked to in cross country say that they like running Big Bertha.
No, I don't think anyone would.
And then I think you got a little hill not long before hit or after hit. I forgot what they call hit, but yeah, you got like a smaller hill.
Yeah.
So is that before you have to hit Big Bertha, or is it after?
There's a little hill not too long before you go up Big Bertha.
So you're already exhausted by the time you get there.
Yeah.
Or at least I would be. I'd be walking that course. I've seen the hill. Yeah, I'd walk that. Forget that. And roll down the top of it. What part?
Well, Abigail, you're talking about hills. I'm sure you've been in Suitbell County. I'm sure you probably noticed football season, the football players running up a hill, up and down the hill quite a bit. There by the main highway. Is that a hill you'll jog up and down to?
We actually, the hill behind Bell Central is the one we practice on.
So is it steeper than the one I'm thinking about?
A little bit, and it's a lot longer too.
Oh, so
I've been on
now
it
you
before.
see. See, now you can do a little trash talking to the football players. Say, hey, we run up a steeper hill than even Yens do. So you can throw it to them there. Yeah, we talk to the football team all the time. Like, we wonder who. So, just your teammates. If all Yens was at the bottom of the hill, you's racing to the top. Who's gonna be the first one there?
Probably Nickel. The coaches said he'd probably beat us all. If I'm being honest.
So nobody would try to trip them on the way up or anything like that. They just let them beat them.
Very smart, but I think he'd definitely beat us all.
But I'm gonna show you a picture. I know you seem to be well, not seem to be. I know you're a really honest type, and you can be brutally truthful to me. If this picture's like way off, hey, no, not even close. And just give me like a 1 to 10 deal. And for some odd reason, we can't get it posted. But I can show you our show graph, and then he's got one on his phone too that he'll show you. But let me show you the show graph first, and then he'll show you his on the phone. It's on the right hand corner right here where the little hand's at. You can look at that and then look at his phone. It's the same picture. And then tell us how close we are with the power of AI.
Yeah.
So if you had to rate it 1 to 10, what would it be?
I'd give it like a 9. It's pretty accurate, I think.
I told him like a -2.
I got that picture Gab to me to use. And I don't know what AI was thinking, but on your jersey, it kept saying Reds. Reds, Reds, Reds. I kept telling it 1,000 times, take Reds off, put Cats on there. Reds, Reds. AI made a mistake, could not do it. AI, mistake. It would not allow me to put Cats on. It took me about 2 days to finally get AI to put Cats on that thing. And it was still the wrong cat. So I guess it got mad at me or something. I don't know where it got Reds in the blue outfit there, but yeah. But Abigail, I don't know, Edward, Ryan, you got any more questions to ask her before we start doing our final stuff with her here? Or?
Not that I can think of.
Abigail, I don't know if you're familiar with her shows, but I know you've watched the NCAA basketball tournament, the field of 64 teams. We told all the basketball teams, get out of here. We replaced them with our favorite restaurants. Our first year on their national champion was I'm having a hiccup here, Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse.
And then last year we did it again with their favorite sports movies, and it was Remember the Titans that won their favorite sports movies. So this year we went with favorite foods. And we just found out earlier tonight that we are in our national championship game between our favorite food. And so we're going to ask you to vote on which one you like the best. And after you vote on, I got to ask you a question because we might have to put like an asterisk by this national champion if it wins. I'll explain it to you later. But And then I think Edward's got some stuff made up for you that he'd like to show you. Steak versus biscuit and gravy.
I definitely have to pick the steak.
Mm. Okay, Abigail, and you're soon to be a future lawyer. If this is brought to court, if Steak winds up lose, I don't know who wins, who's winning right now, but just say Steak loses by 2 points to Biscuit Gravy. Does Steak got a reasonable argument? This is 2 against 1. It's sort of like a handicap match. Cause ain't biscuits like a food by itself, but gravy like a food by itself?
I'd say so, yeah.
So, so if biscuit gravy beats steak, we should put like an asterisk, like say that was the steroid era or something like that. Biscuit gravy. See, Ryan's already fallen apart there. He's already got 1,000 calls about biscuit gravy.
My tablet fell.
So if they win the national championship, we need to put like a slash something, 2-on-1. They cheated something.
Yeah.
You heard it from Abigail. I mean, she that's something that she's thinking about going into the future. So yeah, of course, and she won't tell us wrong. But I do want to thank you though. You get it up, and we try to have a fun time on this show. And you've come in here and you've had some laughs with us. And at the end of the day, you go through enough of being just everyday student through your sports and through life. I'm sure you didn't need 3 grown men to say, break me down how your track meet went this week. It's good to laugh, and laughter's the best medicine. And you get it. You come in here and you've had some good laughs with us. So hopefully we made your day just as well as you made our day. But Edward?
So, Abigail, we do tend to put together a couple graphics for each student athlete that comes on our show, and this is our way of saying thank you for taking your time. And I'll get these sent over to Mark. That way Mark can get them sent over, and they will be posted on every one of our social media sites. But I do ask you for a slight favor. Out of the 2 that I'm going to show you, tell me which one of the 2 that you like the most.
Okay. I definitely like the first one better. I like the multiple.
See, Mark, I told you there's nothing wrong with the OG graphic. The collage of pictures. More's better than one.
That's going to be his inspirational thought. 2 is better than 1.
Well, technically, in that note, 3 is better than 1.
Yeah, 4 is better than 1. And yeah.
So, I do personally want to thank you for taking your time to come on, and I've got to see you in cross country before. Ryan got to witness you running track, and from everything that I've got to see, you're killing it. Your team's killing it, and I just want to again, wish you best of luck in your future, and thank you for taking your time to come on.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I was going to tell you, it's best of luck to you and the rest of your team in the rest of your track season.
Thank you.
Piggyback it off of them. Just wish you personally the best of luck in whatever your future holds. I know you're going to be great at it. You got a good head on your shoulders. Stay that course, and you'll be just fine in life. You're light years above me at that age that you are right now, and just keep on keeping on, and things will fall into place really, really good for you. Again, thank you for taking your time, and hope to get you on very soon. And if you meet a milestone or break a record or a school record or a personal best, reach out to us. allow us to make a graphic for you. Allow us to promote you. Let's put some stuff on the pages about you. Anything we can do to help better promote you because you are a skilled student athlete, and maybe we could help you out a little bit on that. But any best records, whatever, personal best, let us know about it. Let's make some stuff up for you. We'll gladly do it for you.
Thank you.
Okay, but thank you for coming on. Great interview, and for some odd reason, my light got really dim on my computer, and it ain't like it's losing charge. Strange things happen in this room. You can't lose the angle. The internet works half the time. My coffee cup is empty, and there's a lot of things going on right here that I don't understand. I don't have no candy. I ate a moon pie though, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. But right, I guess we're voting, ain't we?
I mean, I've got you got your most anticipated matchup if that's what you want to go to first.
Well, Edward will beg to differ on that because he says that he's got the most anticipated graphics in the history of modern day worldwide, whatever. But the RP5,
mine is the most anticipated graphic of all time. When you're getting phone calls, text messages from Japan, China, Mars, all them places, then come speak to me. Until then, I don't want to hear it.
Well, we once got a call from like a Planet X or something from on the RP5. I'm just saying, Ryan's got written proof somewhere, Planet X. But let's go ahead and break the RP5 down. In the boys, we got Whitley County at 1, South Laurel at 2, Knox Central at 3, North Laurel at 4, Corbin at 5. I'm going to jump on the Whitley County train here. And we've had some Whitley County athletes here on the last couple of weeks. Had another great one on tonight. We'll have a couple more next week. Cannot say enough about Whitley County and you know, beating Frederick Douglass, another top-ranked team in the state. I guess beating them at third place. It's I should have asked. It does say away on this schedule, so I'm guessing they beat them at third place, and they have not shied away from anybody. And you know, it's that question. You know, it reminds you of some of the old Kentucky teams way back when, where Kentucky was so lined up with talent from the first player to the last player. I mean, you know, yes, there's great players at every position at Whitley County, and all of us gave in. A big shout out to Coach Shope about how that team has just meshed together. And it's not only about just one player or two player. It's all about Whitley County, and it shows on the field. But Ryan or Edward, anything you got to say about that?
I mean, by Whitley being number one, they'll in the region and top in the state of Kentucky. I mean, you play the competition and it shows, and I believe the top P5 stuff, the rankings, it shows.
Edward, are you with us?
I'm gonna have to.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of have to piggyback off what Ryan said. You know, I've got to see most of these teams play, and you know, a lot of these, couple of these schools had to actually go against each other, and so that's going to let you know, come region tournament, that you know one of these schools or multiple of these schools could possibly not be in there. Let you know how close everything's looking, but you know, going with the RPI part is, you know, when you're playing the top dogs and you're winning against them, you know, that helps out your RPI.
Interesting tidbit on the 13th region. If I'm right, the 13th region tournament is going to be held at North Laurel this year.
It is.
And if you look at that ranking, North Laurel's right in that ranking too. So if you're going to go to state, you're going to have to go through North Laurel to get it. And again, there's nothing going to be handed to any of these teams. It's that's going to be a tournament for the ages out there. And in girls, talking about North Laurel hovering at 1, South Laurel at 2, Jackson County at 3, Clay County at 4, Harlan County coming in there at 5, and I can almost about guess where Edward's going to go with this. But I will bounce off of Jackson County. I will talk about them. I've seen them a couple of times. I think North Laurel got them earlier in the year. Really, really close game. Jackson County went up there, won a game in the All A, won the All A here in the 13th region. Statewide went and won a game on the All A. They've got a 7th grade pitcher that I'm telling you, if you've not seen this girl pitch, you need to go watch her. And when you're talking about talent coming up, and there we got all kinds of talented 7th graders. We've had 7th graders on her shows already this year, but she's one of them. And Jackson County is returning a lot of girls that's played for a long time there, and they've played together for a long time. And the deal about Jackson County, folks, every one of them girls are coming back. I think they only got one senior on their team, and I'm telling you, they're not going to be a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the top 2, the Law County schools. Because you look at it, I mean, they played last week. North Florida got them by a run or 2. They play each other this Saturday at North Florida in their big classic down there. So I'm really looking forward to going down there and seeing basically a heavyweight matchup.
So I've got to see the majority of these teams play. I think I've got to see all of them but one. But I'm going to go down there to Harlan County. So, talking about like Jackson County, Harlan County is a young team themselves. And I'm actually trying to pull it up as I'm speaking because I believe they don't have any seniors on their roster, if I'm not mistaken. But when you look at it, you see how close that they're playing everybody. So, Harlan County is going to be one of them teams that, you can't overlook.
Yeah, and there's a lot of young talent around this area, and North Florida and what they do year in year out. You can't even complete a sentence about softball in the state of Kentucky without ending that sentence with North Laurel in there somewhere. I mean, it's the winningest program in the state, and there's nobody going to come from the backside to catch them. North's going to get their wins every year, and they don't rebuild, they reload down there. So this is shaping up to be tournaments, district tournament, region tournaments for the ages. Ryan, you're on mute. There you go.
Sorry, I was not paying attention.
But
I said absolutely on that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see who all comes out of these. And there's going to be some great teams that's not even going to make region. And it's unbelievable, the talent down here. But I guess after the RP5, we know what's up now. I'm going biscuit gravy, folks. I don't care, medium well, A1 steak sauce. I'm going biscuit gravy. Homemade biscuits, homemade gravy. I'm biscuits gravy. Biscuits and gravy.
I'm going steak.
I'm going steak as well. I mean, you can't beat a good steak anytime from anywhere.
So I guess
let me
it's
scroll
drum roll
down.
time. I guess it's drum roll time.
I got my finger on the button to push. And the winner is
Boo! Hey, well, I'm not gonna boo. Maybe we'll get maybe we'll get us a truckload of steak, ribeyes or something. Yeah. To the makers of steak, we just declared you the food national champion. Bring us a truckload of steak, ribeyes, T-bones, anything. I don't care. Even if I voted against you, I still like biscuit gravy better. But them are for kicks and giggles too. And wow, at the end of the day, Texas Roadhouse wins the favorite restaurant. Remember the Titans wins the favorite sportsman movie, and then steak wins the favorite food. And after it's all said and done, we're probably right. I mean, after all the voting and all that, tell me what's better than Texas Roadhouse nationally. Tell me what's better than. I mean, all in all, the sports movies, I could think of maybe one or two, maybe remember, but that's my own opinion. But remember, times would have to be 1 through 5 at least. I mean, there's just so much of a storyline, and then we're talking steak. So we're pretty accurate on who won their national champions. There's no Cinderella in their pose. No Cinderellas. There ain't gonna be no can of peas that's gonna come up and beat steak here. No, your NIL is just way lower than steak. No way. $20 million salary against a $5,000 salary. Get out of here, peas. Get out of here. But that being said, I guess we could do our closing statements here. And a great show. Abigail brought it. Case brought it. We knew they would. Just a great show. Right, Edward, the floors are yours.
of course, everybody sees that I'm not at home or whatever. I just got in the Ann Arbor, Michigan today, so I'm kind of in a hotel room at the moment. But hopefully, weather depending Saturday, I'm going to try to go down to North Florida and cover the baseball and softball big class that they have down there, and just try to see a lot of good teams play. And I don't have no quote tonight because I didn't have time to get one.
So I'm going to leave you with this. And this is probably one of my favorite all-time quotes that I give you. Success isn't owned. It's leased. And rent is due every day. And J.J. Watt.
So, absolutely.
You go wrong with that at all. And I had my quote here. I don't know what happened to it. Let me try one more angle here. I will find it. Here we go. The difference between impossible and the possible lies in a man's determination. Tommy Lasorda. I wonder if you even know who he was, or how you can pronounce it. He used to coach for Los Angeles Dodgers. Yeah. But that being said, again, a great show. Thank you, Edward. Thank you, Ryan, for coming on. And thank you to all our viewers. Thank you to our sponsors, our photographers. Thanks to everybody, that tuned in tonight. Thanks for all the comments. And, that's what keeps us going. And love that you'd show us. We're going to try to return that love. But that being said, from all of us at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, good night and God bless.